color kids, this is Katie Carty Hiley from RainbowBrite.net. Welcome back to the Rainbow Land Museum. And I'm just going to pick up where I left off in my last video and real quick show you all the other thing that I forgot to show you in that video. And that is this adorable tiny little Viewmaster cartridge from a Viewmaster, I think it was called a View Beam or Magic Beam. I'll find it again and put the name here-ish. Renee found a link, or she found a commercial as well for this from the 80s that shows the Rainbow Brite one like in the package at the end of the commercial. So you can see what this was supposed to be. This is basically a cartridge that goes with a flashlight type. It's basically a flashlight, but it has a separate thing in it that you can stick these into, and then it shines light through. I wonder if y'all can see. Maybe if I put it, yeah. Can you maybe possibly, I don't know if I have anything bright to shine behind it. Oh, that's probably that would just blind y'all if I turned on like trying to find just something white to put behind it there. I think you can see there's like a blue background and it's starlight. Hold on. I have to hold it up to be able to see it myself. Wait, is this are you upside down? Yes. It's Starlight and Rainbow Brite writing on rainbow. Yeah. There was actually a better picture in the auction, so I'll try to like link to that. But can you kind of sort of see? Not really. I don't think holding it up is gonna help because there's crap behind it. What if I put my hand behind it? Why didn't I think of that before? Not that it's super clear or anything, but it's, I think it's for the Monster Merc Menace. It doesn't say that on here, it just says Rainbow Brite because this is the only Rainbow Brite one they made for that device. But yeah, I think it seems from the Monster Merc Menace. But yeah, you can see there's like a little film strip, like only one of them is visible on this side. So that's the one that would be projected on the wall or the person or whatever you're shining your flashlight at. But on the back, you can see two. So I'm assuming in these two little hook things, whatever, that attach to the device, I'm guessing there's like a button you push that advances it. So I don't know how many frames there are exactly. That's so weird. Like, it can't be in a circle. So maybe it's just a few. It goes up and down. I don't know, but it's really cute and cool and unique. And I never knew this existed, and neither did Renee. When she sent me the link on eBay, she came across it and was like, have you ever seen one of these before? I'm like, no. So we did some research, and yeah, she was done bidding on things for the moment, and I was able to snag this for 99 cents. So thank you, seller. I'm sorry for you that nobody bid against me, but thank you. Okay, now for the big kahuna. Are y'all ready for this? Y'all are not ready for this, but just... Okay, what this is a variant, but it's like the most variant of variants I've ever seen. It's not just a tiny difference, it's like a major difference. And it's probably something that never was supposed to make it to stores, but did anyway. This is my guess. So let me just show you, and then we'll go from there. And I've taken her out of her, actually, let me show you her box real quick. So you'll know you can sort of guess what I'm about to show you. But the box is falling apart. Like, there are bits of the box inside the box. Like, the bottom is not glued anymore. It's all gonna fall out. But yeah, so the box is a lost cause, but that's okay. I don't really care about the box. What I care about is the thing that was inside the box. And it's been removed from the box now and had been before I purchased it for pictures and so forth. But it's still connected to the backing on the cardboard with the twist ties, so I don't think she was ever actually like played with. She's still in mint condition, so I'm guessing not. Are y'all ready for this? You think you're just gonna see a Rainbow Brite doll, but look at this Rainbow Brite doll. This is like, oh my, it's just one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So, what all I can guess, I was having a conversation with my husband about this. It's like, how exactly could a black head have been put on a Rainbow Brite doll? Because they never produced her with any skin tone other than white. And like her hands and her legs, it's still the same material, so it's the same body. So they weren't purposely making a black version, although that would have been cool. So I was like, how could this possibly have been made? And also, let me real quick just like verify to you, like it was already verified to me in pictures before I bought it, but it's not just like painted. Like the plastic itself, and I'm not gonna be able to do a great job of pulling it down, or showing that off, it's in shadow, but the color is the entire head. It goes down, like the entire neck that goes down to the doll's body. It's all this color, like under the hair, whatever. So what we figured out, we think we figured out, excuse me, is that this is what you would call an interstitial variant, where the machine probably had been producing a different doll completely that was an African American doll, or just African, I don't know. This is being made in China, I think it's from, hold on, the box said, let me verify that it is China. I think it is. I say African American as if they only ever make dolls for America. That's silly. Made in China. Yeah. Whatever the case. It was making a brown or black skin doll before they switched the machine over to start making more Rainbow Brite head molds. And there was just still some of this plastic in the machine when they were clearing it out to get to the next thing. So I think what he was telling me, like in production, in manufacturing, when this kind of thing happens, is typically they will either just keep running it until, like, I guess they just keep making molds of one or the other until they get to until the skin tone changes, because, you know, they put the plastic in, but there's still some left in the buffer, so to speak, of the last thing they were making. So most likely it was still in the cleaning out process, and they were just making Rainbow Brite molds that were going to just be tossed. Because typically, yeah, they would just get something like this as a result, and they'd go in the trash. But for some reason, I don't know if it was automated, if it had just made it down the conveyor belt and somebody just didn't question it. Maybe there's more than one. You know, maybe there are a few out that made it through that system and didn't get caught in quality control or whatever. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But this is the only one I've ever seen. And it's amazing to me that this exists. That this is in existence. And it's amazing. Because, yeah, I think, well, at least I have for years thought, I wish they had made more characters of color in Rainbow Brite. We had, you know, it was the 80s, so we had the one token brown or black character, depending on if you're looking at the show where she looked more brown, or the doll where she looked more black. We didn't get much racial diversity, unfortunately, back then. And thank goodness these days they're doing a better job of that in animation and movies, etc. But this is just so cool that this exists. And I'm still like, I can't get over it that it exists and that now I have it. It's going to be part of the museum. She's just so cool. Now, let me hold her up close. And even, I feel like the camera might be making, because I have these bright lights right here, it might be making her look a little lighter than she is, but she's not super dark. She's not as dark as an indigo doll. I meant to bring indigo in here to put beside her to show you the difference. But yeah, she's not as dark as indigo. But she's definitely dark. Here, I'll grab one of my actual Rainbow Brites. This is my display one. So yeah, sisters, hi, what's up? So you can tell it's a very different skin tone than a typical Rainbow Brite doll. And actually, yeah, I'm not going to keep her just on her box card. And that box is falling apart. So let me just take her off of this real quick. But I wanted to just show her to y'all on the card, so you knew that that's how she came. Oh yeah, and let me tell you while I'm doing this, the story behind, so this is all we know. The person I bought this from, this doll belonged to his sister, who sadly passed away about a year ago, and they found this just in her closet, and they have no idea when or where she got it. And as far as I know, it was not anyone who was in the fandom or ever showed pictures of this off to anybody. So I don't know where she got it or how long she'd been holding on to it. Like she may have found it at a garage sale or a vintage shop or antique store, who knows? Or she may have had it, I mean, probably not since childhood, but maybe. Oops, sorry, computer. Where are you? Oh, you're just in the dress. Okay. So now I've got her off of that. Take this off of her. But while I was futzing around and looking at the differences in her versus other Rainbow Brite dolls. Oh, it's out the sleeve. Sorry. Sorry, Rainbow. No, don't get stuck. Okay. We're there. Okay. And you know what? I'm even going to take this off. At least up. Like her bow came untied at some point, but she still has the white elastic underneath the bow. So she's still very, very minty. But I want to mention, I want to show you all a couple of things and then mention a couple of things. So if I pull her bangs up, you can see, well, maybe you can see, there's a little bit, there's some like dots. Yeah, they'll show up on the camera. On her forehead. And was there somewhere else? And her nose has, if you can see that. I tried to rub at that, but I felt like it was only going to make it worse, so I stopped. It's kind of whitish, for whatever reason, and these dots are just, like, they're superficial, but, well, except for a couple of them, you know what? A couple of these remind me, these right here, that look more under the skin, remind me of that, like, VDS, vinyl doll syndrome, or whatever it stands for, that the Emotions Rainbow Brite dolls are prone to getting. And on just a doll with such dark skin, you wouldn't notice it as much as on a light-skinned doll. But maybe, yeah, maybe the plastic that was used on whatever doll they were making before they switched over to Rainbow Brite was using a different kind of plastic that is susceptible to that, whereas typically Rainbow Brite dolls are not. At least the ones made by Mattel proper and not Emotions. So she may have a little bit of that going on, although it's minimal. There's one light-ish spot over here. There's one on her ear. But yeah, as you can see, definitely says Hallmark cards and all of that on the back of her neck. And like, it is really close to the hairline, maybe a little closer than usual, but apart from that, like, again, oh, here we go. I can pull her dress down more easily in the back so you can see that the plastic is the same color down below there. And let me just compare neck to face. Yeah, it's the same. So there's not any sun damage. And I can even check her outfit for that. Yeah, there's no sun damage at all on this doll. It's just been in a closet somewhere for years. It was in Louisiana, I believe, is where he sent it from. So, don't know how you got to Louisiana, little girl, but I love you. I think you're great. I got a little bit of dust off of her face. They'll get dusty even in the box. Like, the plastic on the inside of that box is very dusty. So if you ever have a mitten box doll that has like some dust on their cheeks or on like their dress, excuse me, any part that's touching the plastic. Sorry, no, you can't help with that, honey. It's just because the plastic gets dusty for some reason and then it gets on the doll. But the stuff that was on her cheeks came off no problem. It's just those other things that are just imperfections of some sort, may just be because it's a mix of plastics. That would be my guess. But I love her so much. I don't know if I want to keep this plastic on her head or not. For the moment, I guess I'll leave it. And I don't want to like pull apart her hair because it's so perfect. But I can see one little section right here where there's a little part. And yeah, it looks... I'm trying to see if her head was painted, because you know, they usually paint it yellow. It may be a little more golden than her skin, but it's not a big difference. It's honestly not. Yeah, wow, her hair is freaking perfect. And yeah, like, you can see, I just took the twist tie off that's been on for over 30 years. Or, 30, yeah, over, we're old. So I'm gonna just pull at that a little bit. Over time, maybe that will settle down, or it might not. You know, it's been that way for so long. Sometimes things just stay that way, but I'm also okay with that if it does. She's perfect, you guys. I love her so much. I'm not even sure what else to say about her specifically, but I do want to get to some of these other dolls that like once I started trying to clean her face and feeling her face, I was like, because okay, very, very hard plastic. Like you cannot squeeze her head at all. No give whatsoever. So I was like, I wonder if that is all of the large Rainbow Brite dolls or not. So darling, let me put you here. I'll put you in this lovely box that Jake sent. Perfect. You can sit right there. So I grabbed all of my out-of-box 18-inch dolls. So here's my display doll, because she's the mintiest of the three that I have out-of-box. She is made in China as well. And her face, yeah, not, like, there's a tiny, tiny bit of give to it up in her, if I go like way up above her ears. But pretty much very rigid. Then I've got this gal from also China, and she is more squishy. I think the one I'm about to show you is the squishiest, but this one is squishy. You can like see, I'm squishing my face, I'm squishing my face. Yeah. That thing. This one is my lovely one that has had a haircut that my friend from childhood gave me. One of these days maybe I should just finish that cut to make it uniform, although it's kind of punk to have it real short on one side and longer on the other, so this is Punky Bright. I love it. So yeah, also made in China, but squishier face, not quite as rigid. Real quick, let me just compare their skin tones. Yeah, they're practically the same. This one's star is slightly larger, but we see that from different... Again, though, these are both from China, but could be different manufacturing plants in China. Oh my god, their eyes are different. The things I, don't notice for long, long time, and then I just now do. So this one has some light blue in her eyes, along with the dark blue. This one only has the dark blue. Let me see if I can hold them both up. Are they both in focus, maybe? Isn't that crazy? How have I just noticed that? And they both came from China. So, this is just the craziest thing. And it could even be from the same plant and just, they changed the painting process at some point. Now this one, and I don't even remember when or where I got her, why I have her. Her hair is a mess. Like, it's not, well, it is a little dirty. It's kind of dark. But yeah, it's like got an old scrunchie in it. It's not at all styled the way it originally was. But I was noticing, well, I didn't get the calipers out this time. But I feel like her face is wider. It's just larger. Yeah, that one I can almost guarantee her head is bigger. Or just wider, I should say, not bigger. I'll probably get the calipers out later, steal them from my husband, and be like, okay, let's do some measuring, like I've done with all the puppy brights, etc. But her face, super squishy. It's so squishy. Okay. So then I was like, okay, well, where are you from? And she also has the light eyes, or light blue in her eyes, just pointing out. And also, this is not the dress she came with, I don't believe. This dress was on my Minty one display doll, but because the rainbow was coming off, the decal is coming unglued, I stole a dress from a different doll that was mint and put it on her instead. So this was just a dress I had laying around, and I didn't want her to be naked on camera. But then I looked at her tag. Shish. And y'all, I'm real confused now. Because it's this tiny little tag, and it is frayed a bit, but I can make out, 1983 Hallmark Cards Inc., Mattel Inc. 1983. And then I flip it over, and I see, you'll stay over, come on. I'm trying not to free you any further. It looks like, see, the beginning of that word might be gone. It's something in France, and then something Mattel. I've never heard of a doll being made in France, but I think this one might have been. Like, it doesn't, I mean, again, it is a little bit frayed under there, so I can't tell if they're, I think I would be able to tell, though, if there were words. And I don't think there are any other words. I think just the beginning of that word, or those words, are gone because of the fraying. But I've never seen a tag fray like this. Like, it's a weird tag to begin with. Like, usually they just lose the color, and you can't read them anymore, or whatever. But this is literally, like, you can see, just like coming apart. It's just bizarro. But it literally is some word that I can't read, and I'll at least say the letters. Orique, and I think the E has an accent mark on it. It's hard to tell. So if any of you French speakers know what word that could be, and then EN France, let me know. But to me, that sounds like made in France. But that would explain why her head mold is different, because literally I really do think it's wider, and she's so squishy, unlike any of my other dolls. And I think her skin tone is slightly darker. Not like that, and she's shiny. That's the other thing. Her skin is shiny, whereas all of these are matte. But yeah, she's just got a tiny little tan. Very tiny. But she's just a little more tan compared to the others. And her star, again, is different. It's massive. How can I put these side by side? Oh, it's going to be so hard. But I point it down a little bit so you can see her star better, maybe. But, like, compare. They're just so different. I think this is the smallest star. I think the other one was slightly larger. But none of them are this big. And even the shape of it is different, I feel. Well, I guess they're all pretty pointy. But it's just, the points go out really far. Yeah, it's just, it is a different shape. It really is. Let's compare to this one. Because this one's a little, or at least darker. I don't know if it's bigger. But yeah, it's huge. Let me set this down and try to show you just her star. Because the shininess of her face is making it hard to see. But see, it's like a massive star. It's so funny. So, and also like her eyebrows are a slightly different brown. I think. Actually, maybe that's just the skin tone making it look that way. Yeah. And their lips are all about the same color. Yeah. Not as much variation with like lip color and stuff as there were with the Baby Brite dolls. Although, let me set her down. I do have a Mitten Box 18-inch Rainbow. And her lips do have some color to them. So again, there is some variation with lip color as well with these dolls. And this one is made in China, and she's obviously had some sun damage. I can just tell from her outfit. Her bodysuit it just looks faded. I can't really see below it because I'm not going to open it. Yeah, this is one that's never been opened, so I'm not going to be the one to do it. But yeah, her star is, it's somewhere in between. Like, it's larger than the other two that I'm saying are small, but it's smaller than the one from France. I guess it's from France. And it's not super big and pointy like that one. But let me see if I can show you her star. And yeah, just check out her lip color, because it actually has some color. The others are it's like she's wearing nude color lipstick. And this one, yeah, there's some light blue in her eyes as well. So yeah, there's so much variation, even among regular Rainbow Brite, 18-inch Rainbow Brite dolls. And also, how long are we going? Okay, real quick, I just never really paid much attention to the backs of the boxes. But this box is probably going to end up in the trash because it's falling apart, you guys. I was looking at the back of it and I was like, this is really simple. Like, I thought the 18-inch dolls had more advertisement stuff on the back of them. But it turns out it's just a matter of which doll you're looking at. And I'm like, I've had these 3 dolls for years. I never noticed this. Like, what is wrong with me? So the back of at least the 2 18-inch Rainbow Brite dolls that I have now been exposed to, this is all they have on the back. So they were obviously very early in the line. Yeah, you agree? They were one of the first things sold? Yeah, I think so too. And then I don't know which came first. Probably Patio Green. But here, I'll start from this side. And like, I want to point out the differences. So here we've got the color Buggy. And Rainbow. Cute little girl with Rainbow Brite and Patty, but no Shy Violet. And some sprites. Some color pockets up here on the walls. And there's Rainbow and Starlight. But like, pay attention to that color pocket, because it's different on Shy Violets. And set her down. And then Shy Violet. Okay, oh my goodness, you're heavy. So let's start on the same side, I guess, which was the rainbow side. And instead of the color Buggy, we've got the sprite cycle on this one. Got some different sprites. Got some girl sprites in here. I'm not sure there were any girl sprites on that one. And here, same little girl in the same shirt. So I guess they took these pictures at the same time. I don't know. But now she's got all 3 of the big ones. She's got Rainbow, Patty, and Shy Violet. And above her, yeah, these are different color pockets with different characters. There's Rainbow and Starlight again. She's looking out the window. Anything to keep her quiet. And then, yeah, different color pocket, or hammock is what that is up there. So I just never even paid attention that the backs, I'm not even showing y'all what, but yeah, that's Shy Violet. The other one was Patio Green. In case you think I'm misleading you, that was Patio Green. But yeah, I never paid attention to the back of those boxes being different. Who knew? Um, so let me just pull her back up because she's so interesting and I love her so much. I don't know what else to say other than she's just so cool. And hi. I'm so glad that whoever was working in the factory that day let her get through and that she somehow made her way to Louisiana and got picked up by someone who at least liked her, whether or not they recognized the value. Excuse you? I know you are nimble, but not that nimble. You cannot balance your whole self on the back of that chair, honey. But yeah, recognized that there was a difference and that there was value to that difference and held on to her. I don't know anything about the woman, sadly. I only spoke to her brother briefly, as we were talking about this, and I was very thankful to him. Shout out to Jason for selling this doll to me instead of a toy appraiser who was also interested. But he really wanted it to go to someone who would value it and it would get the attention it deserved. And it's definitely gonna get that here. I don't know where I'm gonna display her, but it's gonna be in a prominent spot for sure because she's so cool. And I hope this plastic does not degrade over time. There's no way to know since it's sorry. Since it literally is like a mixture of different plastics. Who knows? But I'm glad she's here now and she's beautiful and wonderful and I love her. So thanks. And I think that is everything for today. So until next time, have a rainbow day. Bye.